What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, and if you are new, thanks for checking and clicking on this video. So in this video, you read from the title, I'm going to be doing another story time. I figured since I'm not doing anything, today's rest day, I figured why not do a story time. You haven't done one in a while, and I don't know about you, but I really enjoy listening to people's story time because it can be very therapeutic. It can help you grieve. It can just help you overcome anything that you are kind of going through right now. And my den is not together yet, but the rest of the house is getting together, so that's the most important part. I might do that this weekend, just take my time and get it together because my desk isn't up. My shelf, and I have some of my clothes in there at the moment that I'm gonna be putting away, folding, you know, all that good stuff. I just didn't want it like in the living room, so yeah. So you read from the title, the story time that I'm going to be discussing today. This event happened back in 2015, and I'm gonna kind of throw out a disclaimer because the person is probably watching this video, and honestly, I don't really care about your opinion because there's always three sides to a story, and in this case, it's mine, my husband's, and it's hers. Because he was the one that, you know, came and picked me up, which I'll get to in the story, so you'll kind of understand. But no, honestly, I have no hard feelings to her if she's watching this. Hopefully you have grown from the situation. I would have liked an apology, but never got it, but I moved on. That's why I kind of never really got around doing this story time because, you know, for so long I was angry. I was like frustrated. I wanted to do some terrible things, but you know, I'm grown and I got a lot to lose at the end of the day. But I really want to do this video, like I have stated, because it's very therapeutic and maybe someone out there has went through something similar and it can kind of, you know, help you guys out, or I would love to chit chat, you know, just about your thoughts, what you think about it. So I'm in the kitchen again. But yeah, like I said, this event took place back in 2015. This was the year that I had my daughter. So this event actually happened in September, but mind you, I had my daughter in May, so that's, you know, June, July, August, September. That's like 4 months, not even 4 months really. And I was a lightweight. I really did not drink a whole lot because, you know, you just have a baby. Your alcohol limit is really low, like really, really, really low. And if you don't drink like that, whether you have a baby or not, you know, it can really make you intoxicated like this. So I went out for a friend's birthday that night, met her at her house with her friends, and you know, she was just amping me up, you know, to drink because, see, with me, guys, I'm like a party animal. Like, I love to have a great time. You know, I'm kind of like the life of the party. I like to have a great time. Like, I just like to make everyone feel like they should be partying, especially when I'm drinking. And my daughter is playing with the dog, if that's what you are hearing in this background, so please ignore. I checked on her, but she just won't leave me alone, so oh well. Yeah, so went to her house, I started drinking, and the biggest thing that I messed up on is I really did not eat. So I was drinking on an empty stomach, and you all know out there, if you are a drinker, that is like rule number 1, you don't do it, because you will be sick as a dog. You will, like, it will make you feel horrible. And I only did it once before, but I never, you know, I was around people I trusted when I was, so. But anywho, was at her place, you know, kicking it, drinking, getting ready to pregame because we're about to go to DC. We're going to the club, I think it was Bliss. Some points in this story I kind of blacked out because the only moments that I remember was leaving her house, getting in the car, and me ending up in the line at the club. I don't remember anything that she says. She said that I was very belligerent. She said I threw up on the side of the road, which is probably possibly true because I did not eat. She said that I made it all about me in the car, but the thing that kind of irritated me the most was you kept pressuring me to drink. You wanted me to drink so bad because you knew I was the life of the party. And I kept saying like, no, I need to pace myself. But you know, I drunk because it was, you know, party. I haven't been out. I'm a new mom ×2. You know, I hardly ever got out. It was a, you know, summer ended. It was Labor Day weekend, I believe. I think, can't really remember the weekend that it was. I just know that my limit was like really low. So fast forward, we get to the club. I was stumbling, getting to the line. All I remember is like the bouncer at that time, the bouncer, he looked at my ID, he looked at me, he looked at my ID, he looked back at me, and he was like, no, you ain't coming up in here. So I'm like mad, I'm pissed, because I'm like, why can't I get it? You know, I'm drunk. Why can't I get in the club? You know, like, what's going on? So instead of her saying, oh, hey, you know, like, we're gonna go to another car, you know, to another club. Honestly, I would have preferred if she would have put me in the fucking car on the floor, honestly, being realistic. So all I remember is moving on to the side of like the railing. You know how they have the railing where they block people off. And I just remember just feeling alone. At this point, from my logic, her one friend was out there with me. Her one friend. That is the only individual, because it was 4 of us, including me, from what I remember. And her one friend was the only one that I recall out there helping me. So at that point, from what I remember is I was trying to call my sister, I was trying to call my husband, and I wasn't getting an answer from my sister, and I was just like calling my husband, and I think she was trying to help me call someone to help me. I don't even remember any conversations, like I said, about like going to another club or maybe putting me in the car, nothing, because like I said, I had blacked out. Like, I hadn't really drinking at this, you know, I haven't drank in so long, and that was, I will take that, where I didn't drink at the end of the day. So all I remember is that was it. I didn't see her friend anymore, and they were like standing near the door where they were gonna go into the club. And all I remember is I was just holding on to that rail, and I got so emotional because I had caught my husband. I still get emotional to this day because it was like, yo, she really left me outside a club in DC. I just remember standing there holding on to the railing in my heels, in my dress. And I just remember saying on the phone, I called my husband. Mind you, my husband had to come all the way from Baltimore City. Hold on, this lighting in here is like messing up. My husband had to come all the way from Baltimore City with our 2 kids in the car to come get me. Yeah, it was horrible, and he was so pissed, as anyone would be, any family member would be, right? So I just remember calling him, and I just remember crying, and I just remember saying, I don't feel safe. You know, I'm scared. I'm out here by myself. I don't even know where they are. You know, they went in the club. And it was the most frightening thing of my entire life. And that's how bad I remember this story, because it really scared me shitless, to the point I just was like, from this day forward, oh my God, I'm not drinking that much. I'm not. And the thing about it is, I really didn't even have that much to drink. It was just because my tolerance was really low. 2, I really did not eat that day because I'm a mom of 2. You know, my daughter was 4 months. You know, I was trying to make a friend happy by still coming out for her birthday. I didn't even want to go to begin with, but I was like, no, I'm gonna go. You know, I'm gonna go and support her because it's the type of person that I am. And like, I'm on the phone with my husband, and then my son, all I remember is my son saying, why is mommy crying? You know, why is mommy crying? This, that, and the third. And I'm just like, it was just horrible. Oh my God. And I just remember looking around at the people that were in line and just feeling so low of myself. Like, how did we even get here, Steph? Like, you don't do stuff like this. You don't get left outside of a club, you know, like in DC, when an hour away from your house. And like, I don't even know how I got the courage to walk, because the way in DC is, if any of you party down there, they have certain streets blocked off at a certain time frame. So I remember my husband saying that he was up the street, but I would have to walk. Mind you, I'm drunk as hell. When I say this was nothing but the Lord himself, I don't know how I made it 4 blocks to meet him. I don't know how I made it. All I remember was just walking in my heels, drunk as shit, probably looked like a damn prostitute. And it was the most horrific thing I have ever had to do in my entire life. And to this day, I just sit and say that was nothing but my dad, and that was nothing but God himself just watching over me and protecting me and shielding me from anything. And you know, I'm a victim. You know, my background is in victim advocacy. So my first thing was, oh my God, I'm gonna be in human trafficking. I'm gonna get raped. I'm gonna get killed. My kids and my family are gonna find me in a ditch some damn where. That was my thoughts, because that is the type of background that I come from. You know, I have been so, you know, conscious of my actions and what I do, and trying to be around good people because of situations as such. But you know, the number one thing that I had to do was stop blaming myself. Regardless if I was drinking, you were supposed to be a friend, and you shouldn't have left me outside the club. I don't care if my best friend was getting on my fucking nerve, or we were with an enemy that I did not like, I would not leave her outside no damn club. Come on, there's so many things that can happen to young women. Do you not look and see around the world what's happening to black women? Shoot, and not even black women, just women period. Like, but black women and young girls are going missing these days. So I really want to do this video because to spread awareness for young girls out there. Watch who your friends are, watch your surroundings, just watch everything. People cannot be trusted. People that you think are a friend, half the time they ain't no damn friend. So you have to be conscious of everything. Yes, baby. And I just remember the next morning, I had drove my car over to her house. So of course my husband picked me up, and I just remember when I woke up, I didn't analyze what happened. So I did text her and I said, you know, like my instincts, I was still like in and out of it. So like my instincts were, what happened? Until I talked to my husband. And I remember hitting her up, and it was on some chill stuff. I do remember that. And I was just like trying to figure out, I think she called me or my keys or something like that. But honestly, I didn't really know or comprehend what had taken place. So, and I will say, like, it could have been misleading. It could have been misleading because I did talk to her, but I didn't like cuss her out or anything at that moment because I didn't know what had really taken place, because mind you, I was still out of it. So then once she dropped my keys off in my mailbox, because I was sick as a dog that day, I talked to my husband, and that's when my husband had told me what happened. He said, yeah, you know, I had to come to DC and come get you because your friends left you outside the club drunk. And I was baffled. Like, what? Like, I just talked to her. She didn't mention anything about that. And that's what got me the most, because if I did some grimy stuff to a friend, or I did something that I didn't mean intentionally, I'm gonna be calling them like, yo, you good? You know, are you okay? You know, so then after that, I didn't call her. I said, you know what? It's time to get petty. I went right to Facebook and I blasted her ass. I wish I had to post to this day, because that's going back too far. And I blasted her ass. So then she hits me up like, you're real childish. I wish I had still had these messages. You're real childish. You could have came to me as a woman. No, you don't even deserve that. You deserve to get smacked in your fucking face. That's what you deserve to get. But you lucky you left and went on your little trip that dang when Coming to America with Beyonce and all that stuff was going on back then in 2015. So I went on there and everyone was like, what? And even my sister was like, that's so crazy, because she was like, her spirit, she was like, normally I take my phone upstairs with me. She was like, and that night I didn't take my phone. She was like, and it's so crazy because her and her fiance, they were actually near DC, so they could have came and got me. And you know, my husband and my kids wouldn't have had to come all the way to DC to come get me. But, excuse me, it was just the simple principle that You left me, you know, she left me outside a club drunk, regardless of what I did right or what I did wrong. I had to stop placing blame on myself. Like, all my family was like, Steph, it does not matter. It does not matter what you did. No friend would leave you outside the club. And another thing is, she said, I didn't leave you outside the club. I was watching you through the window. Bitch, what? You left me outside the club. You basically told on yourself. I was watching you through the window. You left me outside. The fuck? Like, that makes no sense at all. And it's just, you just sit back and just think about this story. And every time I think about this story, I get angry, because I try not to, because I'm over it. But at the same time, it's like, yo, she really left me outside a club. Like, anything could have happened to me. Anything. That's what drives me crazy the most. Like, anything could have happened to me and I wouldn't be here right now. That is the most, but you know what? I take it with a grain of salt and say, I thank God for shielding me so much, because now I'm here and I can speak on my platform about awareness of this, and how watching what you drink and being around good people, like I said before. And you know, to this day, I haven't reached out to her. She reached out to me about an event, but that was it. Like I said, I'm over it. Do I want to be her friend? No, never want to be her friend. Do I forgive her? Of course I forgive her, because why? Look at how God has blessed me. I'm doing so great in my life. You know, I have moved past a lot of things that people have done to me. You know, this year, that's why I tell people I don't want new friends, I want business friends. I'm so tired of being good to people and they're no longer being good to me, or I have to feel like it's always me, and that's not always the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not perfect, I'm not the perfect friend, but you know what I am? I'm real, I'm blunt, and I tell you like it is, and I'm a damn good friend when you really need me. Because at the end of the day, I have a life, I have 2 kids, I have you know, I'm trying to build a career, you know, I'm trying to do other things with my brands, and I can't always be there. But you know what? When it comes to people's birthdays, I'm the first individual. What you doing, boo, for your birthday? What do you want to do? You want to go to dinner? You want to chit chat? You want to just get out the house from your own kids, or whatever the case is? I'm that friend. I don't feel like a friend has to always call you in order to be considered a friend. But I hope you guys listening to this video really can be inspired by it. I have been through some things, but you know what? I am bigger than my stories. That's why I really like coming on my platforms and just talking to you guys, and just being able to let you guys know, just because something has happened to you, it is not your end result, and God will show you these things for a reason. Take it with a grain of salt and keep pushing with those lessons, and take heed to those lessons, because you don't want to learn the same lesson twice, and sometimes you may not make it out of that situation. I'm just blessed to be here. I'm blessed that I was not in human trafficking, and I'm just grateful. You know, that is like my word of life. Grateful. And I will continue to be grateful. And that's pretty much all I got, y'all. That was just the story I wanted to share on my platform. I'm trying to lighten this side. This side is doing the most. Don't judge my hair, y'all. I'm coming from work and I wanted to do this video because it was on my mind. So don't judge me, okay? Because I don't wear makeup to work. I don't have time for all that. I get up 5:30 in the morning. I ain't got time for all that prettiness. But anywho, I hope you guys really like this video. Hope you give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, hope you subscribe so you can see more videos from me. And also, let me know if you have some crazy stories or something very similar that has happened to you in the comments below. And don't forget to always check out my website. That way you can inquire about being on Talks with Steph. I have to get back to my baby. We're gonna do a life update soon. Get back to my baby. But if you want to collab, you want to be on my Talks with Steph episodes, or just shed some insight or give me some ideas for my own channel, I love feedback. So I love doing videos like that are highly requested, because I feel like that lets me know like you're really watching me for me, and that keeps me motivated to make videos. So guys, I will see you in the next one, and like always, stay positive, And what does my girl, Shameless Maya, say? Be you, boo. I love when she says that. I love her. But that's all I got, guys. See you in the next one.